It is very interesting to me that many people often wonder about the Nintendo Switch accessories that I use. My list is always changing, it's always evolving, and over the years, I've tried out so many different accessories for both the Switch and the Switch Lite that it's kind of mind-boggling. However, throughout that time, I also realized that I don't need so many accessories to enjoy gaming on both of my Switches. What is up, my friends? It's Ray back here, and I am back from vacation. I'm feeling fresh, I'm feeling rejuvenated, I'm feeling refreshed, I'm feeling good. So if you don't follow me outside of YouTube, last week Spiderwebs and I took a road trip up to Maine where we were just all over the place. The woods, the wilderness, the lighthouses, hanging out with moose. It was beyond incredible. And thinking about it now, I cannot stress enough how important it is to take breaks. Like, it really is, especially to get away from social media. As much as we all love it, it is just such a good feeling to get away from it. Just some words of wisdom from Ray. Anyway, in today's video, I want to give you guys a little update on the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch Lite accessories that I use in 2020. These are officially the only accessories as of this video that I use on a daily basis with both my Switch and my Switch Lite. And I actually think that you guys will find these to be useful as well. So without further ado, let's get to them. Alright, so for my main docked mixed match Switch, which is kind of a tongue twister of a name, but when I game on the big screen, I have things wired up to a BenQ EX2780Q display. This is easily one of my favorite displays that I've ever gamed with because of how vibrant, how crisp, and how clean the display actually looks. The EX2780Q is one that will look great in any setup, and here with the Switch, it really shines. For the controller that I use, I mostly use the 8BitDo SN30 Pro Plus nowadays. I bought this controller on impulse about a month ago, and since then, it quickly became my favorite Pro controller for a number of reasons. Above all, the biggest one is that it's comfortable. The trigger buttons are just so mushy, it feels great in your hands, and it just gives off that retro vibe, which is not a reason on its own to buy the controller, but it's definitely a plus on top of its great functionality. It really works well with the Switch. While we're on the topic of controllers, two other ones that I use are the Satisfy Switch Grip Pro and the Satisfy Joy-Con Mini Grip. I've spoken very highly of Satisfy accessories for years now, and these two grips are ones that just add so much comfort to the Switch experience. Whether you're gaming in handheld mode with the Switch Grip Pro or using the Joy-Con controllers with the Mini Grip, once you use these guys, there's really no using anything else because they're really that good. Next thing I use fairly often is a cloth Switch dock cover. This isn't something that I use too often though nowadays, since this Switch is kind of stationary now. Like, I'm loving the mixed match Pokemon Let's Go Animal Crossing Switch combo that I have going on here, but these dock covers are awesome if you consistently dock and undock your Switch. They give some much needed peace of mind knowing that you're not going to possibly scratch up the screen when you're docking and undocking the Switch. Of course though, you can always get a screen protector for your Switch, and in that case, I would recommend the AmFilm tempered glass screen protector. As you guys know, my Switch consoles are all digital, and here in my dock Switch, I have inside a 400 gig Sandisk MicroSD card. I did a What's on my Nintendo Switch video a few weeks back, and I counted that I have about 80 games here in total, with about 100 gigs left to spare, so there's no doubt that a card like this is gonna last you a really long time. And lastly, I have this setup all wired up through an Elgato 4K 60S Plus capture card. The reason why I don't live stream games is because I'm the type of person who likes to play video games for an escape from reality. I like to invest myself in them and just spend hours getting lost. There's nothing quite like that feeling, and the 4K 60S Plus is a game changer for me because I can just tap a button, start playing, and it will start recording my gameplay right to an SD card. So yeah, if you're the type of person who's like me and just likes to enjoy the gaming experience, the 4K 60S Plus is an awesome capture card, although it's a little expensive. And that's about it for my regular Switch. For my Switch Lite, things are much simpler since it's my portable travel console. The case that I use here is the official Nintendo Switch Lite flip cover. I didn't know what to expect out of this case when I bought it on impulse a few months ago, but it turned out to be my all-time favorite case for a handheld console. It keeps the Switch Lite true to its roots of being a tiny portable console and still feels great in your hands. I'm a sucker for good fabric cases, and this one just hits the sweet spot for me. Pair it with an AmFilm tempered glass screen protector and you have a sweet ultra slim combo to protect your Switch Lite no matter where you go. I also use the HomeSpot Bluetooth audio transmitter with my Switch Lite. To make it work with the flip cover on, you'll need to get this little $8 USB-C extender, but it's not as bad as it seems since it gets the job done perfectly. In my last accessory video, I showed you guys an improv big mess of a tower of adapters to make the HomeSpot adapter work with the flip cover and my Switch Lite, but I don't need to do that anymore because this little extender here just saves the day. And lastly, like with my regular dock Switch, I also have a 400 gig Sandisk microSD card in my Lite. It holds all of the same games that are on my other Switch, so I have the same experience across both of my Switch consoles. It's pretty great. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention the Anker PowerCore 13400 Nintendo Switch Edition portable battery. I use this guy to charge up both my Switches and basically all of my mobile devices when I'm out and about. It's a bit expensive, but I'll always recommend it because it's the only officially licensed portable battery for the Switch, and it just works really well, charging things up incredibly quick. Anywho, that's about it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, you know the drill by now. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button because it always helps out the channel. And until the next one, I'll catch you guys later. Peace!